This is Donna D'Angelo from the Institute of Christ Consciousness for the Planetary Transformation Meditation Experience for July 27th, 2025. Connect with your spirit in your heart, and let's do our prayer of intention now. Our Paradise Creator deities, Divine Parents, Magisterial Son, Planetary Manager, and all of our planetary and universe helpers, we come before you with the intention to collaborate in the circuits of life, to hold space for more healing to occur on our beloved world. We thank you for unifying us together through all the circuitry enhancements, that our focus may operate as one in holy divine will alignment, bringing about more of the spiritual reinforcement this world needs to continue on its healing path. We thank you for fortifying us with this spiritual enhancement today, that we may be attuned to the greater purposes for which we are here at this particular time. So we ask for your will to be done through your grace and mercy as we begin our focus now in the ways you direct us. Thank you so much. Greetings, my precious children. This is your mother, Nebudonia, who speaks. I delight in watching all of my children grow into who the Creator of all has seated in them with divine potential. You have embarked upon a mighty journey of refining your human nature to become more godlike, and you are following the example of your beloved Father, Christ Michael, in his soul development as your brother Jesus. One of the most important concepts that Jesus recognized was the unity of all life. He could see the thread of the divine in his relationships, not only with his fellow brethren, but with nature, with animal life, with the whole planet itself. I invite you to consider this unification process that is now underway on the planet. The dynamics of separation have been outworking gradually over a period of time since we implemented this corrected agenda. And now it is time for more unification to develop, unfold, and manifest throughout the whole planet at all dimensional levels of life, in all realms of life. I invite you now to focus on your spirit, who is holding your divine life plans and purposes in sacred trust. As you elevate your mental current to your spirit, invite the dynamics of unification with life to gently calibrate into you, into your heart, bringing you into closer conformity with the divine plans and purposes for your human life experience, that you may experience a greater integrity with life here on your rancha and its higher purposes for the planet to develop. Invite the energies of unification with life to gently pulse in, around, and through you, and receive as you focus on your spirit now. And I move in you, each one of you, as my beloved child. You have heard your father and me speak about the joyful song of life. What does this mean to you when you hear these words? Do you suppose that it is intended for you to remain joyful throughout your entire life experience? I would ask you to consider that this is not the case. Rather, it is an attitude of awareness that you have great creator and creative potential to learn the ways of life and to manifest what is your higher purpose into this growing fabric where we are all participating and growing together in love and purpose. This does evoke a sense of joy within, but sometimes it cannot be sustained because you are still maturing in your outlook and perspective of what life is. Life presents you challenges, but that does not mean you have to dread the challenges before you. You could face them with an attitude of, I am learning through this experience and I appreciate the lesson before me. This can induce a feeling of joy in the process of learning. You are developing your faith in understanding what life is all about. And when you are victorious in overcoming a challenge, it does make you feel happy or even joyful. So we are all growing together in this universe joyful song of life, this larger fabric where we are all contributing something of great value that the Father has given to all of his children to experience. So it is now time to unify into these life dynamics, for you to feel more connected and integrated in what you are here to accomplish. Continue to allow the unification with life to move deeper into your mind and body, down into your memory systems, bringing about a great healing and unifying all that is misaligned so that you have the ability to perceive from your spirit this greater reality of what life is here to teach you. There is time coming when humanity will recognize what the separation dynamic of rebellion has done upon this planet. Many of you are already aware of this. This is why we are providing you with this unification dynamic to further anchor you in who you are and your purposes for being here, that you may withstand the anger and ire of your brothers and sisters who recognize the truth of what has happened here and the sense of betrayal that they will experience, coming to grips with the fact that their trust in life has suffered a massive blow. That is because most people still perceive reality through the eye of the material, but the spiritual eye, the lens of the Father within you, clear away all of the emotional turmoil and set humanity aright. In the meantime, we are preparing you to maintain that stabilization of the life currents so that you can provide your brothers and sisters a living example how to move through a storm, but yet remaining peaceful, courageous, and above all, trusting in the divine plans being further implemented throughout the planet. It is shocking for people to recognize that the institutions in which they have placed their trust are no longer providing the security they need. And so the spiritual inner security is growing on the planet. And by holding this intention for yourself, this unification of life, you are anchoring this dynamic to fortify you and to help your brothers and sisters perceive where they can find their own inner bastion of safety and security. So unify with life, my children. Let it uplift you and maintain you in a current of love and illuminate your mind with truth. And let this deepen to the very fabric of your physical body and bring you into greater alignment with Father's will for your life. As you continue to unify with life, invite your Father's living gospel to also connect and further fortify within your mind and body. Align with his devotion to Father's will. Hold a willingness to become more centered in living your life as if you were the very presence of the Father in paradise. You truly are at a certain perspective, but in imagining yourself standing before the Father, you may begin to experience a greater yearning or motivation to be the best example of yourself as possible. And thereby you attract His grace and mercy to you. you may grow strong and abundantly fragrant spiritually, to impart that to your brothers and sisters. Mm. There is such goodness in the living gospel of Jesus. You might consider this a commodity that needs to further expand on the planet, letting it go into those areas where self-centeredness, selfishness still needs to be uprooted, so that humanity remembers its basic unity of purpose as soul ascenders. Mm. Mm. As the living gospel of Jesus and unification with life continue to develop in you, gently affirm, I am growing in my soul purpose. I am growing in my soul purpose. I am growing in my soul purpose. You are exchanging your perspective of why you are here as a human to that of the higher purposes for which the Father has placed you here upon your rancha. And your spirit can provide you with more insight and awareness of how you can best express your soul purpose into the planet to others, humans, but to all life here. Fortify yourself in this affirmation as you continue to unify in life and the living gospel of Jesus. Mm. 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 What you have held for yourself can now be applied into the planetary mind collective. Your part adds to the whole. As you envision the planet in your mind's eye before you, hold it in these words: humanity's unification with life. Humanity's unification with life. Humanity's unification with life. Hold that intention for this to spiral around the planet, north to south pole, counterclockwise. As you do this, invite the dynamic of the living gospel of Jesus to further integrate, that more people may be unified in this beautiful collective energy of what your brother Jesus was here to accomplish in service for the healing of Urantia. Hold a willingness for the living gospel of Jesus to become the unifying credo for human life, further accelerating the awakening of the soul within the greater portion of humanity now. While you hold this larger picture of reality and ask for these dynamics to further integrate, invite your Father Michael to gently amplify your capacity and allow for his presence to become more pervasive on the planet through the spirit of truth resonating in his children. Calling the soul to live its purpose, unifying with life and the living gospel of Jesus. Mm. 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 The momentum of major sweeping changes on the planet is growing. It is providing humanity with a new perspective of reality. You might consider it new, but it is truly the means by which you can now see what life holds for you. A beautiful progression of growth and insight and love and the journey of becoming what the Father has seated in you to perfect over your long ascension career. It is now time for humanity to remember its purpose. You are now uniting with life and all it holds in store for you to explore. What mysteries will you uncover? What new insights will you discern? That is up to you and your spirit. But what we wish to reinforce in you today is the sense that you are all unified together in this greater family dynamic of love, and that you are now being returned to that family. And you are learning what your role is to play in our family as a vital member, as a cosmic citizen. And holding this focus into the planet as a whole, you are now providing more of the means by which your brothers and sisters will also recognize what life is here to teach them and what their spirits wish to impart. So in this way, we are looking at this time upon Urantia as a very joyful reunion. And we are all growing together in this beautiful melody of life, where the Father's love is conducting these dynamics to this great symphony of pure delight in the divine plan. unfolding now through each one of you. As a beloved contributor. Invite these dynamics to go deep, deep, deep into the memory circuits of the planet. Invite the circuits of memory and how humanity is unified with life to stimulate the awareness in the soul of why it is here for each person to accomplish. Oh. Mm. Mm. There's one additional focus to add into the collective. Allow these words to stream forth from your hearts to spiral into the planet once again. Restoration and recognition of humanity's soul purpose. Restoration and recognition of humanity's soul purpose. Restoration and recognition of humanity's soul purpose. And as you hold this, also invite the living gospel of Jesus to blend and harmonize and integrate, bringing more people into the deeper inner awakening of who they are in the Father. Mm. 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 Invite Michael's plans of correction to now fully manifest on the planet. If you wish, you may hold the planet in the dynamic of manifestation, holding this intention for the plans to deepen and materialize in the ways that will produce the most good for all life here. Manifestation of Michael's plans of correction. Manifestation of Michael's plans of correction. Manifestation of Michael's plans of correction. And feel that need for this to fully manifest. Join with us now as we elevate our gaze to paradise. Send forth your gratitude to the Father, Eternal Mother, Son, and Infinite Spirit for the gift of life and how it unifies, how it brings about this great, grand design where we are all contributors and participants of great cosmic value into the whole. Invite the divine reflection of paradise to join you as you descend back to the earth plane, seeing the planet being held in humanity's unification with life and the manifestation of the plans of correction taking deeper root, becoming more visible and material. all throughout the planet. Drink deeply of these dynamics, my children, where they will sustain you as the world continues to evolve toward its destiny and the ways of the rebellion continue to recede into the past. Mm. 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 We have completed our circuitry objectives for today. Thank you for your time and energy holding this sacred space for more corrections to be conducted. Move forward from this experience, knowing that changes are underway in you to unite you with the greater reality of the Father's love and presence within you, and how you can demonstrate that great truth within you to your brothers and sisters. We have given you a mighty charge in healing the planet, and the fortifications within you are continuing to anchor and deepen and help you make more progress in your soul growth. These developments will continue for a time upon Urantia until more and more people, the entire population, recognizes who they really are and the purposes for which they are here on this world. Some people will have greater roles to play than others. But regardless of who you are, what station you have in life, what abilities and talents you have, all souls are loved and valued and appreciated. No soul is too little. All are loved equally by the Father, by your Father and me. So let these words settle in and know that all is well upon Urantia, even though you still see turmoil at a material level. The deeper spiritual foundation now anchored into this planet, is producing the effects of true transformation. Pay close attention to how you see these changes occur within you and without you in your external environment. Trust fully in the divine plans, your own and that of the planets, and live each day as if you were, for you truly are, in the presence of the Father. I leave you in my love, my children, and my blessings are upon you.